I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running. Toes they gonna take it.
This is what we got to tell.
Every fan doing this.
I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Apply myself. I filled it in. No time for the doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm ready to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. I'm excited about today's show. We got a good one for y'all today. We had a crazy NFL Week 7, a lot of good games, a lot of storylines went this way, a lot of storylines went that way. This is the beauty of football. And we got a game going on today that we gonna have some quick news and give our predictions on. But I got my two bros with me. I got Tomo, I got Dave here. How y'all doing, fellas?
Man, coming off the bye week, man, I can't steal Dave Thunder, but I'm turned up. That's all I'm saying.
It's all good. It's all good. You ain't stealing my thunder. It's Monday, as you would say on your IG story. It's Mondays. So, and it was payday today, so that even makes it even better.
It was though. Surprise payday too.
Exactly. So I'm excited about today. I'm excited about some of these topics we're gonna talk about. What's gonna happen with Ron Rivera, what the Browns are looking like. Oh, y'all definitely want to tune in today. We had a game last night that we got to talk about as well. Let's turn up, y'all. Turn me up. Joe, do your thing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, the chat this morning was crazy. I saw a lot of people that was hiding in the NBA chat all week last week. Man, first thing in the morning, man, in the NFL chat, texting me personally and everything. Like, golly. But anyway, let's get this show started, man. Listen, if you're watching this, make sure y'all like this video on 3 different platforms. We are streaming this on X, YouTube, and Facebook. So make sure you like the video, share the video on all 3 platforms so others can come on watch live with you. And make sure you subscribe and follow if you haven't done that yet. We are at 9:53, I think. I feel like it's moving like a snail right now. I think it's because they know we're going to hit that hour, But, hey, make sure you follow and subscribe if you haven't yet. Use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting down throughout the show. As you can see so far, we got Kevo in the chat. Shout out to Kevo. I know he's feeling good right now. Right, bright and early. We got Carl in the comment section right now. Shout out to Carl. Both of them have some good doves. The birds, they got some good doves, So, but we're gonna throw the comments on the screen, and we're not gonna read all of them. But you throw in the super chat. We're gonna pause everything, hold up, and then we're gonna read the comment, and we appreciate all the donations. All right. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. Mr. You're done, son. The floor is yours.
All right, man. So, like we said, y'all know we always do a few game reviews. Some be up here, some be down there. But over the weekend, I took some time. I was watching a movie. You all probably seen it. It was like, what's love got to do with it? And normally we start the show off fast, but this time we're gonna take it nice and easy. Pause. Big wheels keep on churning. Proud Mary keep on burning. And we rolling, get out of here, River. Let's go, man. We got to talk about it, man. It's about that time. Like we've been tiptoeing around this, and it's like, is it time for the Ron Rivera era to be over? Groundhog Day is upon us again, and we're talking about a team that should win. but they lost again to the Giants. Joe, this your team. Tell us, is it time for Ron to go?
That's a real tough question. So I think it is for this reason. All right. Just need a new voice, man. Just need a new voice. Sometimes you get stale to the same old thing. All right. Ron Rivera is a good guy, great guy, players coach. If you listen to his press conference, he's always looking forward, thinking positive. They asked him, what are some things you can, like, what happened? Man, you got to understand, we got a young QB who's getting better. We're going to go through that. All right. So what's the difference between the last few years and this year? Like, how y'all going to rack up some wins? We got a QB that give us some hope. Like, he is like positive, right? But sometimes you got to be tough. Not saying he's not. Sometimes you got to put your foot in some of your players' neck. Sometimes you got to do that. You got to pin them against the locker and say, hey, you got to get your act together. And Ron Rivera is not that type of coach. And we just need a new voice. And I know Magic Johnson and the crew is disgusted with what's going on right now with the Commanders. But this game, once again, matter of fact, Tomo, you got the clip. Go ahead and drop that clip for us, man. Jonathan Allen.
I was going to say you need a new voice. This is the voice you need right here.
Anything they did that surprised you guys early on?
No, I want to say so. I think it's just a lack of focus on our part, a lack of attention to detail, not starting fast, and creating holes that are too big for us to overcome in the second half.
Does it get frustrating when that?
Yes, it does. I'm f***ing tired of this. Tired of this. Been 7 years of the same. Tired of this.
What can you do now going forward to get it turned around?
Get our minds right and get ready to play Philadelphia.
Man, lack of focus, lack of attention to detail. I mean, it's the same thing I'm hearing over and over again. Now, with this game, though, it's not mainly on Ron Rivera. I get 90% of blame in this game. Or 95, I should say. Maybe 99 on Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell. That offense did not show up yesterday at all. Although the defense had moments, the Giants. I mean, Tyrod Taylor was 18 for 29, 239 yards. The backup quarterback, my dad. 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 116 QE rating. Your backup quarterback. I mean, it was bad. The defense had bad moments like crazy, but they held them to 14 points. They did a part, right? Held them to 14 points. The offense was horrendous. The whole first half, sack, under the rest, sack, under the rest, right? And I'm watching the game live. I'm like, yo, this dude has no time in the pocket. What's going on? Can we switch some stuff up? Can we add an extra, add a tight end to block? Put a running back and tight end. Can we go max protection for the rest of the first half? Like, what's going on? And we did, and it still wasn't working. They was getting beat one-on-one like crazy. Like, the Giants were blitzing 5, like at least 4. They were doing, no, it was 5. I'm tripping. First it was 4, then they started blitzing 5 to 6 people every single down. So Eric Bieniemy took too long to roll Sam Howell out. He waited until the end of the first half to start running bootleg plays, getting Sam Howell on the move or stuff like that. We kept dropping back. I know a lot of people are complaining about the running game, but listen, let's be real. Is the running game really moving? Brian Robinson, every time I see him get the ball, this dude is tiptoeing out the hole or he's bursting through the hole and then the lineman is pushing them forward. I mean, that's all I see. When Christian Rodriguez came in, he's actually a little more swifty. He was creating something out of nothing. So I could see him getting a lot more touches in the future. But the offense, 1 for 15 on third down? I mean, that's terrible. 1 for y'all serious? Listen, you get sacked 6 times. You get hit total with the sacks 17 times. We got pressure over 50% of the snaps you get dropbacks, you get pressure. I mean, what's going on? Now, Sam Howell, I was watching it live and I was like, yo, Sam, how do you get rid of the ball? There were a lot of moments he could have got rid of the ball. I mean, Eric Bieniemy, the pressure is coming. You know this. I mean, it's been bad all year. It's been bad all game. You know this. So, Sam, talk to your boy. Sam, hot route. All right. Look for the tight end. Look for the running back. That quick, like the person that's in the flats, look for him, Sam. As soon as you had the ball, like, you can't even finish a drop back. Just dump it off to the flat. It was multiple times he got sacked when he could have just dropped it off. But he's a young player, he's learning, so that's more so on every enemy. You're talking to him. There were times, y'all, when it's 3rd and 4, the play clock is coming down. I mean, the play clock coming down. You see the blitz, like they got more people lined up than we do. You see it coming. They got a free runner. It's a sack. Call timeout. Burn the timeout the first half. It's a 3rd down. So that's on coaching right there also. So, all right, I'm sorry. I'm probably talking too much. But look, y'all, look at this. 273 yards. That's how much we had. That's the second fewest the Giants allowed all year. Terrible. The Giants, y'all. One
Finger slip.
76 rushing yards. The fewest the Giants allowed all year. Right? When Wallace scored a touchdown, that was the first touchdown they had in 17 quarters. The last time they scored a touchdown was against the 49ers on, Thursday Night Football.
Thursday Night
Football in the 3rd quarter on September 21st.
What's today?
This is
a month ago. That was a month ago.
It's October 23rd. So this is bad because the Giants had 4 backup linemen for real playing, but yet we only got 3 sacks because they rolled Tyrod Taylor out. Did a lot of play action. They ran the ball effectively. Eric Bieniemy didn't do a good job this game. This is his worst game. When we allow 6 sacks, I mean, come on, y'all. So this team right now is not looking good. Not because now I believe the offense is gonna get better, but even though the defense gave up 14 points, y'all, the secondary is bad. It's really bad right now. St. Juice, my guy, who I've been bragging on all year, got beat twice by Hyatt. Twice, once on a 3rd down. He got beat. Bruh. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna respond because he came out, he spazzed out Jonathan Allen. I know Max Johnson ain't happy with this. Ron Rivera kind of looked pissed, but I mean he always does after the loss. So I'm curious. I just want to see how they're gonna respond versus Philly. Especially Philly's on an all-time high. They just beat the Dolphins. They just signed a new safety. They on an all-time high where we just offer our worst loss. This is worse than the Bears loss. This is horrible, y'all. So 4 losses, 2 of them, one against the Bears, 0 wins, one against the Giants, 1 win. So you can't be too high about this team right now.
Joe, you basically said everything that we could say on here for you. Like one Rivera is a 8-8 type of coach. Am I tapped? Is that Troy Vincent? I heard an echo.
I
thought Troy had his tap, man. But we said it before about the Ron Rivera coaching staff outside of Eric Bieniemy they're kind of like a 500 or under 500, a sub 500 team. I mean, coaching staff. You look at it like that. You look at some of the pieces that you all brought in the draft. You're like, all right, these are pieces that are going to actually help us grow into the potential that we have. We still need help on the offensive line, but hey, that's what EB is here for, to schematically get us open. Now, I'm gonna just throw out one thing. I know I said it earlier, but look, I heard this on the radio and it was funny to me. 40 sacks. Sam Howell's been sacked almost like 40 some times, and it's week 7. Last year, Wentz and Taylor Heineke, a total of 46 sacks. That's one season compared to what's going on now. So, yes, it's time for Ron Rivera to go. One, because that means there's some stubbornness going on there. Like, why is no one thinking to be like, all right, this kid is getting sacked entirely too much. What's going on here? Like, schematically do something different. It just has to be something different. So, to me, yeah, it's time to go. It's Groundhog Day all over again. Dave?
Yeah, before I start, got some breaking news in the NFL. Chiefs wide receiver Justin Ross has been arrested and booked on property damage charges. But to go into the topic, I think we're all in agreement that Ron Rivera needs to go. But I'm more so want to focus on the offensive line. He's been here for what 3 seasons now, 4 seasons now, and the offensive line hasn't improved since he's been there.
Who, Ron Rivera?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Continue to spell. Go ahead.
The Commanders' offensive line ranks 31st in the NFL right now. Sam Howell is on pace to get sacked 97 times in the season. That will break David Carr's record of 78.
Mm-hmm.
Something definitely needs to change in this organization, and it has to start with the head coach. Now, I agree. I don't think that game was all on him because the offense couldn't necessarily move in the first half. But the total of the run wasn't necessarily bad. They averaged about 4 yards per carry. But like Joe said, it was mainly because Christian Gonzalez had came in and made some key plays. And Sam Howell actually broke out for he had 2 carries for like 15 yards, and now more than likely they was him either rolling out or just trying to, avoid a sack. They have some weapons on this offense to where you would think that this offense would be at least top 10, top 15 in the NFL. And for some reason, the biggest missing piece is the offensive line. If you had at least like 1 or 2 really good players on the offensive line, I don't think this sack issue would be a problem. Christopher Rodriguez, sorry. I think I said Christian Rodriguez. I don't know why I said that, but for some reason I'm being bad with names. I said Ty Montgomery and I meant Dave Montgomery. I don't know, but yeah, the offensive line needs to be the target this offseason for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because that will help with Sam Howell, but like Joe has said before, Sam Howell also has to make sure that he's not holding on to the ball too long. So that I think that's 2 things that need to be worked on this offseason. But the season is not over, so they still have an opportunity to win some games. It just doesn't look good right now. It doesn't look promising.
Yeah. So I gotta disagree with you. The Ron Rivera take with the offensive line. The offensive line actually has been good since Ron Rivera has been here. The last 2 years it has dropped though. But we've been a top 10 offensive line since Ron Rivera has been there. So I would say that. But this year, listen to this, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I know we gotta move on. Andrew Wiley is first in pressures allowed. First. Sadiq Charles, guess what he's ranked? Second. He's second. And Cosby is 5th. Those 3 of them start right there. And I ain't even mentioned Nick Gates. Oh my gosh, Nick Gates. I mean, look how that game you holding up. What the picket fence? What the world? And he's our center.
Nah, I seen picket fence block better than that, man. I'm sorry.
Man, that dude got beat by Lawrence every single snap. He was getting beat every single snap. He's an undersized center. He really is. When you look at him, do he look like a center to you? No, he like a tight end. He look like Logan. He look like Logan Paulson.
AJ Brown.
But the man playing center. So I don't know, man. Let's move on to the next topic.
I think one of those years y'all had what was his name? I forgot his name. Callahan. He was like a great offensive coach, man. He was great. I was mad when the Cowboys let him go. Yeah, I was mad. I was like, bro, now they ain't gonna learn how to block. That's not good. But yeah, nah. Also, I want to just address Carl right quick. Carl, I understand what you're saying. It's not all on Ron Rivera. Some of that does have to do with Sam Howell holding on to the ball. But it also is one of those things, too, where it's like, this is a young kid, so he's going to try to make a play. Some people, like the same thing that you say about Herbert and them, when they talk about they need to go to the coaches and say something about, hey, I don't want to run this play. This young kid might just be making that decision and be like, all right, we're losing. I got to put the team on my back. And that's probably why he's doing that.
See, nobody is saying it's all on Ron Rivera, though. Where he getting that from? Nobody said that. But he is a head coach, though.
No, you said part of it is on Sam Howell.
Yeah, I think we were saying that. That's the first thing I said. He could have dumped it off to the flats. I don't think he was trying to make a play. He just wasn't quick with his
I'm just talking about the totality.
No, totality. You're right, Tomo. Totality. You're right. Yesterday was just woof, man.
I mean,
I'm thinking like, did he lose a bet? What's going on? Like, how much he was getting pressure?
Well, I know who lost the bet. Them homecoming teams, man. Welcome to homecoming season. Look, man, I want to address one thing, man. Y'all don't be in the chats that much, but if you are in the chats, look, I said this game for the Philadelphia Eagles was a homecoming game. Some people took offense to that. I want to make some clarity right here and right now. Anytime you bring back 90% of your old roster to watch you play the Dolphins on a primetime game, when you don't do it on any other primetime game, to me it feels like it's a homecoming event. I seen you do the same thing against Dallas last year, so it sounds like it's a festival thing now. Good thing about it is you won both of them. So we got to talk about being finless in Philadelphia because these Miami Dolphins rolled in on Sunday night, dropping 70 on the Denver. I'm about to say the Denver Nuggets. I'm hungry on the Denver Broncos, and then coming back and losing to the Buffalo Bills. But then they came back and said, "No, we can still win games." So they won again. And then the Eagles coming off that stomach turning, or should I say stomach turnover game against the Jets. You got something? You got
no. I was saying, don't let the car. My bad.
Okay, cool. Coming off that, the Eagles say we are who y'all thought we were with a bruised and battered secondary. Jalen Carter is the best player on our defense because guess what happened? We went out there and beat the Dolphins 31-17. I knew you had to pay for it.
Shout out to the best network, R12. Shout out to Blaze, by the way, with the 499 super chat.
Yeah.
Shout out to the best network, R12, and shout out to the best team, Fly Eagles Fly.
Cacao. Appreciate it, Blaze.
Now, for this one, I'm gonna start this one off, Dave.
Hey, this is y'all division. This is not my division. Y'all go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna give him a moment of silence. Because the push tush, the brotherly shove is gonna be done after this. It's gonna be done, son. But let's just say this, man. Now that the Eagles sit 6-1 at the top of the division, they just went out and recently got Byard from the Titans. So they added some help there. I was gonna talk about their secondary still needing a little bit of help, but I can't say that now. But after last night, they clearly showed that they were able to contain that Dolphins fast, prolific offense. Like I really don't know what just happened here. But the question really is, does this win say more about the Eagles or less about the Dolphins? And I'm going to shock y'all again because I picked the Eagles to win this game. People thought I was doing it to be petty, but nah, actually, there's this thing called expectations. And when you hold a team to expectations, you pick them to see if they're going to live up to them. That's what a certain linebacker was talking about the other day. And y'all lived up to the expectations because you are the team that you said you were. The Jets game was an anomaly. You're like, nah, that's not how we really play. And we can bounce back. So watch how we bounce back against one of the best contenders in the NFL. Cool. I know Philly. So that's why I say this game don't say more about Philly. I say it says more about the Dolphins because the 2 times I watched the Dolphins go up against a contender, they ended up losing. And in those 2 losses, they kind of look similar. Josh Allen threw for 4 touchdowns. Okay. You had Jalen Hurts run for almost he threw for like 279. He threw for a touchdown as well. But then you had AJ Brown go off for 137. If you think about that Bills game, Stephon Diggs went off for like 120 and 3 tugs. Like he went up. Then you go back and be like, well, what did the Dolphins do so different that made these teams? The penalties. They were undisciplined in both games. Granted, you can say their secondary is banged up because Jalen Ramsey isn't there. This Eagle games, Xavier Howard wasn't there. But I can't give no excuses because the Jets won. They had three people in their secondary down as well. But when you got a team that's supposed to be this good, and you get in one game, you got 8 penalties for 98 yards. You're starting behind the line of scrimmage too much, too many mistakes. Then you come back to this Sunday night game, you get penalized 10 times for 70 yards. Meanwhile, the other side of the ball got 0 calls. You're not going to win a game that way. Funny thing about this is, I'm saying all this about the Dolphins, but it sounds like another team that went up against the 49ers. When it's time for you to go up against a contender, these are the moments where you got to prove that you're worth what everyone's saying about you. And the 2 times that we've seen it, they failed. So to me, it said more about the Dolphins. And I picked Mike McDaniel as my X factor, and he let me down with some of those play calls. So to me, it says more about the Dolphins, and the Eagles are who they say they are. They can lose and bounce back. Dave?
I'm gonna choose the opposite and say this says more about the Eagles, and this is in a positive manner. Because last week we did give them some flack for losing against the Jets, who were down 3 of their best cornerbacks. All 3 of them were out. Sauce Gardner was out, DJ Reed, and the other cornerback was out. This week they went up against the Dolphins, who have already been without Jalen Ramsey, and been without and they were without Xavier Howard. And we still picked them to lose the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't and I'm speaking for myself as well, can't discredit them from winning this game, knowing that we picked them to lose, when knowing that they had 2 of their best 2 corners out of the game. We gave them flack for losing it, so we got to praise them for winning this game. They went up against the playoff team, and what was the narrative last year? They didn't play against any quarterbacks. This was Tua is leading the league in the MVP rating right now. And they went and shut down Tua. Tua only had 1 touch. I believe it was 1 touchdown pass last night, night.
Mm-hmm.
And they stopped the run game. And Tyreek was able to get a touchdown, but he wasn't the. It's not that he didn't play his game. It's just that they didn't allow him to be able to dictate the Dolphins to win that game. And both teams pretty much contained the run. It's just that Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, they were able to do some things. They even made Julio Jones even had a key play last night, like we expected. We said that he came in and,
close his apple rings. Go ahead.
Yeah. But the Eagles took care of business. That's what they're supposed to do. We can't discredit them for beating the team with injuries, because at this point in time, there's a lot of teams that are actually that are injured at this moment. The Eagles have injuries right now.
Mm-hmm.
The Broncos are decimated with injuries, but they're a bad team, so I don't want to talk about them. The Bills have injuries right now. Patriots have injuries, and the Patriots had an upset win yesterday against the Bills. So the Ravens got injuries, and look what they did to the Lions yesterday. So we got to give them credit when credit is due. Philly went in there. Philly was at home, took care of home field advantage, and came away with the win by 14 points. They won by 2 touchdowns. I believe one of them said that they would win by 2 touchdowns, and they won.
All right, so I'm going to say it's only more about the Dolphins, not to discredit Philly, though. It's more so to credit Philly. So this is what I learned from Philly yesterday. Their defense showed out. The defense did a good job yesterday, and they executed well. The Dolphins didn't. All right, now I listened to Jalen Hurts' press conference, and he said that when people always ask me, what can we do better? It wasn't no bar this time, but it was... He said, when people ask me, like when we lose, what can we do better? When we win, what can we do better? I always say it's come down to execution. As long as we all on the same page, we execute, then we'll be all right.
Look at this, captain, man. He never lets me down.
Listen to this, though. The Dolphins were 4-11 from third down. The Eagles were 4-12 from third down. But the Eagles were 4-4 on fourth down. Touch push. So that brings it, basically, they were 8-12 on converting on a win and go home drive, right? While the Dolphins were 4-11. So the touch push is unique for the Eagles because it extends drives. It extends drives. And the Dolphins, they weren't able to extend their drives. They never found rhythm. Like you watch, I never seen them in the rhythm. They kept getting off the field so quick, Kudos to the Eagles defense. The Dolphins couldn't execute nothing, man. The Eagles executed and they didn't. TD on Tyreek Hill got brought back because of a penalty. Execution. 10 penalties, like you said, 0 to the Eagles. That's coaching right there. Discipline. All right? Championship teams don't cause a lot of penalties. Then you got offsides on the touch push. You finally get the touch push. Like, the Eagles get an offsides call, and your man line up in the neutral zone. Like, what? Which extended the drive. All right. roughing the passer on third down. They finally got the hurt and then roughing the passer. Now that was a little questionable, but hey, it was called. All right, it was called. And then you couldn't convert on 4th and 3 when you was in your red zone. So they couldn't execute, and the Eagles passed every test. They were approached. They got approached. They didn't make a play. They made a play. That AJ Brown catch, that was a play that needed to be made. I think that was on third down, if I'm not mistaken, or second down, one of them. But it was a play to be made, and it was a good. And then that play to AJ Brown, the game was over after that. Game was over because they don't kick a field goal, and the Dolphins been struggling all game. So the Dolphins, what I learned about them is this, which I kind of knew about Tua. Yes, Tua is overrated. Let's do that. He's overrated. All right. Depending on how you're looking at him. You know what? I want to say he's overrated. He's rightfully so the MVP. But he's in another, no respect to you, the Brock Purdy situation. Not calling, I think he's better than Brock Purdy, but he's in a situation. Because when Mike McDaniels drove a play and whatever that play is drawn up to be don't work, he has no answers for you. He don't. Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, he gave you answers. When the play was drawn up and this needed to happen, Jalen Hurts extended the play and made a play. When the last time you seen Tua extend a play and make a play? I mean, everything is 2 seconds out, 3 seconds out. So I have to see Tua, when he's under duress, perform well. 2 times he's been under duress and he did not perform. 2 times. Now, they are good teams, but the key factor of them both losses is Tua in that offense. Because against the Chargers, they only won by like 3, right? But they were able to score. They weren't the problem. But against these, like the Eagles and the Bills, defensively, Tua has no answers when he's under duress. So to be a great quarterback, you have to be able to respond to pressure. And Tua has not been able to do that this year against 2 good defenses. So kudos to the Eagles defense. They play well. But we got to see the Dolphins get an elite win against an elite team this year.
I want to say something right quick about the Tua not extending plays. I think that probably goes back to what happened to him last year. He's probably like, look, I'm just going to get the ball out because I ain't got time to run down the field and something bad happened. So I think that's a little bit of that factor there. But
I agree.
There are some things that you just got to look at when it comes to, like you said, there's no way you can discredit the Eagles with this win. There's no way you can. Because flat out, they just came out and said, okay, our back's against the wall. Watch this. We lost to the Jets. Watch this. And like I said, Jalen Carter is their best player on defense because that was a completely different defense when you seen the pressure that got to that quarterback versus what happened with the Jets. Like Hassan Reddick is a monster. But when you got somebody that can force, because everybody says it, what's the best way to get to the quarterback? Right up the middle. And if you got some pressure coming right in your face, and then when you look to the left, you got Hassan Reddick right there too. Ain't nothing you can do about it. I told y'all though, if Brandon Graham out there, you can run to the edge, but that's another story. But anytime he went out there trying to protect the edge, the Dolphins had trouble. And again, that's why I went back to Mike McDaniels being my X factor. I'm like, how can you schematically do something for this team? Because you know the Eagles not gonna man y'all up across the board. Granted, there was times they did it and they were successful. A couple calls that weren't called with it, but they were successful at it. So
yeah, you know, a lot and like Waddle getting hurt did not help the Dolphins at all either. You know, like you look at the targets. Tyreek Hill got a lot of targets yesterday, and you know Waddle was in the lineup. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they had to, but go ahead.
Yeah, Wilson Jr. was making plays because in the former Cowboy, right in the place of Waddle. You know, and last year Wilson wasn't even getting like no action for real on the field. Like, I mean, he was out there, but I didn't hear his name a lot. That's the most I heard his name for real in one game. For real, like so. But
he was making big plays too, though. That's the
he really was.
I got a sub question about the Dolphins. Do you think their lack of physicality on offense is going to hurt them?
No, I think they'll be good. So, like, first of all, their defense couldn't stop Philly. Like Philly was long drives. They was extending plays. They couldn't skip Philly off the floor. I think with X-Man and Ramsey coming back, it brings that toughness to that defense. And offensively, they'll be good. I think they were pressing though, because Philly scored 31. So they were
The reason, one of the reasons why I asked is because of injury, to the offense, because I think this is not the first time Waddle has been out this season.
no, he's been out all year.
And he went out last night because of his back.
Mhm.
And as a receiver, that's important, because if you're not able to, if your back is hurt, you're not able to move as much as you want to. Especially when it comes to your route running. You're not gonna be able to turn certain times. You'll still be able to run upfield, but it can definitely hurt you somehow.
Mhm. Yeah, your backs, any turn.
Yeah. And I think Tua has to find a way to extend plays with his legs.
Now that physicality matters.
I understand last year that he got concussions, but none of that was because of him running outside of the pocket. That was from being sacked and from being pressured up front. That had nothing to do with him running to extend plays. I think he needs to do whatever he can to extend plays, because he's shown that he can fall without getting concussed. So I think he should just have more trust in himself and extend plays with your legs. Do what you can to help your offense. Make them respect the run a little bit more.
But the physicality, I agree on the offensive line. I would say that
too, because Jalen Carter was able to pressure up front so much. It was easy. It was an easy win every single time he made a pressure. It was nothing they could do to stop him.
No pun intended. Because when did y'all see what I said in the chat after he put that grown man on his back? Bruh, I said, "There's no way you go home to your wife and kids and they see that and be like, Daddy." He's like, "Leave me alone."
You told him he got hurt,
bruh.
When Lyman got hurt, right?
Yeah, hit him up like he was a futon. Like, here you go, bruh. Ain't no way.
I know. I ain't laughing at him being hurt. I'm like, but he did get put on his back.
I'm talking about the play. Nah, I ain't talking about him being hurt. I'm just talking about the actual play.
They were getting false starts. Like when the lineman gets false starts, that's because that rush is coming.
Yeah.
They hear footsteps.
Before we go to commercial break, I just want to say this, Kev. I don't care about what you say on the chat no more. Come say it on the show. I don't want to hear nothing about what you said in the chat. You come say it on the show. We got 4 days a week where we do the show, and we got a Sunday show now. Yeah. Y'all winning now. You can come out.
You have a free invite.
Yeah, he wasn't there in the 70-point game. Messed up my fantasy. But
I don't want to talk about fantasy right now.
Let's go to commercial break.
Let's get it.
Pay some bills, man. Hey, when we come back, man, we got to talk about the Lions and the Ravens, Carl. We ain't forget about you. And we got to talk about
the Browns.
Let's talk about one of the best, what they say, the best division in football, right?
Yo, my name is...
Oh, we got a DJ.
Yo, my name is Lambo Anlo.
This is Dimitri. This is Ed Hahn.
My name is Daryl Julian, and this is
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Mine, it can't be diffused. If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool, chasing diamonds and jewels. Trust me, I was confused. Started minding my business and used my mind as a tool. Ended up finding my purpose and found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like Toby, keep on running toes, they gon' take them. Used to lose, built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah, no time for no loss, I pay for the cost, I'm winning to win. Yeah, refuse to lose, I'm built to win. Apply myself, I felt it in. No time for the doubt, they counted me out, I'm getting it in. Yeah, no time for no loss, I'm paying the cost, I'm ready to win. Yeah, refuse.
And we back like we never left. Told y'all, man, look, get all the shows we have to offer y'all. And hey, Kev, I'm not calling you out on the show. I'm just calling you out to be on the show. Because you always say we don't invite you. So I wanted to invite you personally.
Don't forget about Dave's Doghouse as well. That's the newest show that's been added.
Hey, Dave, I was just writing your private chat.
He said, "You know what? The producer,
Literally,
you in the dog."
I was just writing down like, "Hey, I gotta add you to." I was literally just writing you, bro.
It's all good. I was already here. Yeah, you have to tell me.
Hey, what?
I will be live again this Wednesday, but time is yet to be determined.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm actually going live tomorrow to get my top 20 players in NBA.
Top
Trying
20.
NBA season start.
Tomorrow,
Man,
Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are questionable for tomorrow's opener.
Draymond Green is out.
hold on. Who that again?
Bradley
Who out?
Beal and Devin Booker.
Told y'all. I told y'all. Look, man. It's that dry heat, man. That dry heat. Hey, I'm glad this topic right here. This is the perfect name, man. You know what? Because we got to talk about who gets a lion's share of the blame. Because my question really is, we came on here last week. It's funny, man. It's something about this show and how we just give people praise. And the next thing you know, they come back and be like, hey, slow down, bro. Slow down. We don't want that much praise. Y'all doing too much. Did we speak too soon on the Lions? After coming off an impressive win to the Bucks, they then found themselves in the Ravens' nest. And they got pecked up 38-6. Dave, did we speak too soon about these Lions, man?
No, no, I don't think so. If you look at all the good teams this year, everyone has had somewhat of a bad loss. So I'm not going to say that we spoke too soon. We didn't say that they were the best team in the NFC. We didn't say they were the second best team in the NFC. We said they were third best. So I mean, that's still fair. They may be. I guess you might say that they're fourth best. I guess you can put the Cowboys above them. But other than that, who else is better than them in the NFC? I still say that they're at least top 3, top 4 in the NFC. That was a bad loss yesterday against the Ravens, of course. But I wouldn't say that we spoke too soon on them. Like I said, I still think they're a pretty good team. With Jameson Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown. They did have David Montgomery was not in the game yesterday. They did have Jahmyr Gibbs pretty much running the ball yesterday. But, I mean, I would say that they just lost to the better team. They got dismantled by the better team, of course. But I still say that they're third or fourth best in the NFC. I wouldn't say that we spoke too high, and we didn't say they were the number one. We didn't say they were the best team in the NFC. We didn't say they were the best team in the NFL. So I wouldn't say that we spoke too highly on them. I think they were right where we said they were. It's just that they happened to have a bad loss against a Ravens team who has some injuries. But I mean, we know the Ravens are a really good team. They're number one in the division right now by half a game over the Steelers. So they're doing what they're supposed to do. And the Lions they're not used to winning, if you really think about it. I mean, last year was a win for them because they were a game away from making the playoffs last year. And now they lead the division. So it's not like they took a loss and lost their position in the NFC North. They're still number one in the division. So yeah, I say they're exactly where we said that they were, but maybe just a notch down.
Joe?
Nah, I don't think we spoke too soon. I know every team had a bad loss, but this was horrible. I mean, like the Chiefs lost to the Lions. That was really a bad loss. They just straight up lost to the Lions. The Jets beat the Eagles, but down to the wire, But this was bad. All right, this is bad. But this is another good team they played too. So I want to put my focus on the Ravens though. All right. Because there was a lot of talk about the Ravens. A lot of ifs, what else? I'm not sure is about the Ravens. The O-line did a good job. We all know how good that Detroit Lions line, defensive line is, and that offensive line did a heck of a job for Lamar Jackson. Now, Lamar Jackson also helped the O-line out with his, elusiveness in the pocket, but that's how, you do your job. Lamar, he got you. Just make sure you hold up, all right? So he had a lot of time in the pocket, and Lamar was patient in the pocket. He wasn't trying to run. He's patient in the pocket, as he's been all year, and he kept his eyes downfield. He was under pressure. He was delivering throws while getting hit. He looked like a true quarterback. Some people call him a running back. And the play caller did a great job. I thought he did good. Ravens defense. A lot of people were unsure about the defense because of who they played. The Texans, the Steelers, all the Colts. Do y'all know that the Steelers are the number one scoring defense in the NFL, and they lead the NFL in the sacks right now? Leading in sacks, right? So this defense is legit. Every year since Lamar's been a Raven, they had a legit defense, a top 10 scoring defense every single year since Lamar's been there. So I have no doubt. As long
So
as
I think you meant the Ravens have the number one defense in
I said
points.
Steelers,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did.
the world, okay, the Ravens. All right,
Bond
my
somewhere
bad.
like, nah, there's too much praise. Too much praise.
My bad, Ravens fan.
Look, I told you, look. I knew it. Oh man.
All right, I'll read this one. Shout out to my bro Vaughn for the 199 super chat. AFC North best division in football. Hashtag AFC North. Hashtag R2L. I think it's funny he throws a super chat about the AFC North after Lamar does good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar in a bad game. Hashtag Lamar's overrated. Hey y'all, look, no,
they weren't bad together.
Y'all can't be doing that. Nah, don't you got members only to prepare for it?
Uh-huh.
Get that good energy out of here.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep the super chat up there.
Yeah, sorry, Carl. But so yeah, Lamar Jackson, 21 for 27, 357 passing yards, 3 TDs, 4 total, no turnovers, 95 QBR, 155 QB rating. When Lamar don't turn the ball over, it's a wrap. It's a dub. Let's know that. Lamar, the passer, second in completion percentage behind Tua. Only CJ Stroud and Brock Purdy has less picks than him. Third in QB rating behind Brock Purdy and Tua, and he doesn't have not one receiver that has top 20 in receiving yards. That's not. We talking about the number 2 quarterback in the league. Yeah, y'all beat number 2. But by the end of the year, we all gonna see it though. I said before the season started, Lamar is the second best quarterback in the league. He just got to show everybody this year, and he's gonna show it. And good win, Lamar. Good win.
All right, so I mean, when this question was brought up, it was more so to be like, I don't think nobody heard us when we said it. We was like, the Lions are one of the best teams in the NFC. I don't think we came off and like Dave said, we're saying it like the Lions are the best thing smoking. You know what I mean? Like, nah, they top 3. Now after this loss, I'm gonna say they kind of tied with the Cowboys now. Like, we gotta bring you a little notch down now. But other than that, out of those top 3 or 4 teams, all of them has had an embarrassing loss. Like all of them. Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. 49ers lost to. That was a missed field goal.
Don't matter, it's a loss.
But I got you. Uh-oh. And also the Eagles lost to the Jets. Like, it's the NFC East now.
We got beef.
Throw it up there, Dave.
I was waiting.
I know when we got to.
All right, so shout out to Donnell, with the $4.99 super chat. AFC North. Trash. And just like that, the NFC East. The NFC East is back. We ain't worried about y'all. Look, the Giants got to get it together, but we all right. We fighting. They happy to wait till we talk about the Browns. Anyway, for me, no, we didn't speak on the Lions too fast. You know what I mean? Like, the Lions are who we thought they were. They're a team that's bouncing back off of a bad season last year. They're getting some pieces together. They also are missing their running back, but I'm gonna take Joe's approach on this one as well. Like, I want to give the Ravens just a little bit of just due because they showed up and showed out. Like, I did not expect them to go up 21-0 before halftime. I also said that the Lions receivers was going to have a better day than the Ravens receivers because of drops. Looks like I dropped that one. That was my bad. Odell showed up. Zay showed up. Aguilar was there. One thing, yeah, like he was a castaway from another team, but one bird from another bird's nest. But 21-27. He was on yesterday. Sometimes, like, when you watch Lamar, and for the people who thought Lamar was just like a running quarterback, sometimes you just gotta watch him like throw the ball. It just looks so effortless at times. It's like he just throw it and it's like 50 yards down the field. Like, how did he get that off? And then the receiver drops it, and you like, bruh, why would you do that to him? They didn't do that yesterday. Lions came out. They got to bounce back. For the Ravens, just make sure y'all sign up for the members only, because I know Carl gonna say more than what I could say today. I thought I was getting drafted to a new team, but obviously they just want D-Hop. I don't know why, because y'all got a good thing smoking right now. 357 yards, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. It's a beautiful day, man. And he ain't got no real number one receiver yet. He still got one in training, and he got one that was a number one a long time ago. Ravens, you're doing your thing. Lions, find a way to win next week, and then I'll say you are one of the best teams. Because out of all those teams that we talked about that are in the top 3, lost ugly, but bounced back the next week and proved that, hey, that wasn't the team we were last week.
So to talk about Lamar Jackson and the Ravens yesterday. So Lamar Jackson, that's his 7th career game with 4 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown, while completing 75% of his passes, the most by any player before turning 30 in NFL history. He's only 26 years old.
Second best quarterback in the league. And look, he threw a pass to Mark Andrews under duress. Andrews, I mean, it was a flag, but he dropped it. But man, it was a dime. Lamar is a good quarterback.
I got a question. I just got to ask this one question. Are the Ravens getting their money's worth from Lamar Jackson?
That was a stupid question that was asked on another network.
I just had to do it for my boy, man. Smart tech.
Yeah.
And the Ravens are the first team to score a touchdown in each of their first 4 drives a game this season.
It's just finishing the game, man. Finishing the game.
Yeah. Who they got next? Let's see who they got next, because
the Lions got the Raiders, so I think they're gonna bounce back.
Yeah, and then the Ravens got the Cardinals.
That should
be interesting.
Yeah, like Cardinals are sneaky though. Like Cardinals play hard as a mug.
That's true.
You ain't gotta tell me. If it's anybody, you ain't gotta tell me.
Like,
yeah, and there's a possibility that Kyler Murray returns in that game too.
He gonna verbally assault me on your side. You can never win with this guy, man. Let's go to the just like you see what I'm saying. You can never win with this guy. You can never win with this guy. Is Watson gonna play? Is he gonna play? Dog pound? Oh yeah, it's a D. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna come back to that. Is the dog pound playoff bound? I gotta fix that.
What did it say?
Typing too fast. It was a G.
I got you. Don't worry about it. Just go ahead. I'll fix it.
It was some crazy. Yeah. It's been a long day. Been up since 5 a.m. We'll just keep flowing, man. We building this plane while we in the air. Anyway, like I asked, are the Browns a playoff team? After the victory, you know, they stole. Did they steal it or did they eke it out? 39-38 against the Colts yesterday. It was a tough one. Myles Garrett. The stat line does not reflect the score. Blocked field goal, 2 forced fumbles. I think he had like an interception or something like that. I don't know. He was everywhere yesterday. He was everywhere. But Watson, you got hurt. So we're gonna give you some grace. Joe, are the Browns a playoff team?
I think, before I answer that question, I think we should get Tay and Vaughn on the show and have them debate who's the defensive player of the year right now. Myles Garrett or TJ Watt. Yeah, topic. Okay, so are they a playoff team? I mean, I want to say yeah, but I'm going to say no. And I'm going to say no because their offense, man. Jeez. I mean, Deshaun Watson was horrible again. Like, I said, Tay went at me in the NFL chat. I'm like, dang, bro, do you not read my DM? My DM Tay was like, bro, if D-Walk could just play okay, bro, y'all could be really good this year. And he just went smack us somehow in the chat. I'm like, God, he wasn't reading my message. But so D-Walk was terrible. He threw one. Second one was an interception, but he dropped it. He threw 2 interceptions for real. And both of them, I'm like, what are you doing? Like literally, they scored because Ford ran a 69 rushing. Right, like he took it to the house, and then when D-Y was throwing the ball, he was terrible. He threw the ball to the flats, and it was underthrown. How?
Joe.
All they need is a quarterback. I mean, a Tyrod Taylor type quarterback, and they're fine. Literally. Their defense yesterday let them down. I will say that. They had their worst game this year so far. I mean, the Colts were 7 for 15 from third down, which is 50%. They was 3 for 4 in the red zone. They scored 3 touchdowns in the red zone out of 4 chances. 305 passing yards. And what killed them were big plays. They played good, but the Colts are getting these explosive plays. Like, I'm like, what's going on? Everybody look up. It's a big play. JT had a 24-yard run. He's all the big plays. JT had a 24-yard run. JT had a 20-yard pass play. Zach Moss had a 21-yard run. Alec Pierce had a 32-yard play. Josh Downs had a 59-yard play. And Michael Pittman had like a 72-yard reception, the touchdown. So it's like, them big plays killed them. But I feel bad for the defense, man. I feel bad for them, man. Like, they historic and they offense trash. But I gotta give PJ Walker and the offense credit for leading them to that game-winning drive, because that defense gave up a touchdown, and they had to drive the length of the field to get that final touchdown to win that game. Even though they got bailed out by the referees, they did, but they won that game for them. So I'm gonna say no, only because of their quarterback situation.
Dave,
I'm looking at their schedule, and based on the teams that they play, I believe they can be a playoff team. Because they play the Seahawks next week. I believe they can. I believe with their defense, they can win that game. I believe they can win the next 2 games at least. Then you got to go on the road and play Baltimore, a team that you lost 28-3 early in the season. Then you got the Steelers, the other team you lost to, but this time you're at home.
No quarterback.
Then you got the Broncos.
you don't know that, Joe.
You got the Broncos, who you should easily beat. They're pretty much selling everything except for PS2.
They won yesterday. Don't say easy now.
I know, and they got a quarterback.
That's true. That's true.
Every
Then
game.
Then you got the Rams, the Jaguars, the Bears, Texans, Jets, and then the last game of the season against the Bengals. It's possible, but I don't. For some reason, I don't see it happening. And like Joe said, I think it's mainly because of Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, if he could just play half of what he was before he had his situation in with the Texans, I believe that they could easily be a playoff team if he just was if he was half that good. I don't even think he's 20% of what he used to be. He doesn't look good right now.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He had a full offseason to pretty much get acclimated into the offense, be able to learn how to have a connection with your receivers, and to be able to make plays with your legs like you did before. And none of that is happening right now. You have PJ Walker, who was in Carolina last year, who was winning some games last year for Carolina, who was a bad team. And he's now, since you got hurt, he's won 2 games for your team. Back to back. He beat my San Francisco 49ers last week. And then now he just went up and put up 39 points the very next week. I don't think you had that all season, Deshaun Watson. What's going on? I think maybe this may sound crazy, but I think maybe the Browns need to just go ahead and go with PJ Walker for the rest of the season if they want a chance to go to playoffs.
Okay.
Because Deshaun Watson looked like he's the backup.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Deshaun Watson looked like he's the backup. Now, I'm pretty sure this is not going to happen because, they paid all that money for him, so they're not going to put him on the bench. But just look at how the two are playing right now. I understand it's just the last 2 games, but Deshaun Watson hasn't had a great game at all this season. So I think the Browns are winning in spite of Deshaun Watson. That defense is what's carrying them right now. And PJ Walker looks like the better quarterback of the 2.
Before you go, Tomo, I know he was hurt, rotator cuff, but we can't use that excuse because he looked bad before that. And it's not really his accuracy is bad, but his decision making is bad too.
Yeah.
No, but
it's bad.
But go ahead, Tomo.
I thought y'all was gonna come on here and give like some form of fashion, like maybe, there's a glimmer of hope if they like trade for something. But the fact that there's a consensus across the board that is like the defense is playoff bound. Like there's no argument.
Without question. Yesterday Yesterday was what the second time they have allowed over 20 points. No, that's the third time because they did allow 20 against the Steelers. But that's the first time they've allowed over 30 points all season.
But they made plays. Blocked the field goals,
when it counted, they made plays. Myles Garrett had 2 sacks yesterday. He had a
blocked field goal.
Yeah, blocked field goal.
Yeah, 2 strip sacks.
And 2 forced fumbles. Like, come on, he out there doing his thing. But the offense looks this bad. Like,
bro, like
who is the head coach? Wasn't he the offensive coordinator for the Eagles last season?
Yeah.
That's where their big plays went. But he's just finding ways to keep this team in games. Like just to get a coach a little bit of props too. I thought they were just gonna be flat out a rebuild team. They actually like putting up fights. Look at
they're like Arizona,
Minshew.
but they're finishing.
Yeah, look at Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, he balling.
Just saying.
I mean, he knows the offense. He was in the office last year, so
he could have got you a playoff game. That's all I'm alluding to. That's all I'm alluding to.
It's the same thing as when Jarrett Stidham was with the Raiders last year. He knew the offense. So
you said what time was that again?
He can get you. He could have got you a playoff game.
Let's get it.
That's
AJ, hear that? I'm just playing.
That's it. Against Danny Dimes. I don't know about the 49ers, but Danny Dimes, he could have got you one. But
against 7-Eleven, he probably could have.
See, we ain't know if 7-Eleven gonna be there. But speaking of 7-Eleven, because like the government, just to get a little serious for a second, I think the government is going on a freeze. Hopefully they don't, because people need their jobs, people need their paychecks. It's the holiday season. And Deshaun Watson up here making almost $250 million and don't even, bruh. The fact, I know we got a Monday night game, so let me hurry this up. I came on here and said that you were going to have a better season than Russell Wilson. On behalf of Russell Wilson and his wife, I'm sorry. Like the song said, I'm sorry. You know her song. He is cooking. And he ain't even, and then what my fella said about him being 20%, he ain't got to give up 20. He don't have to give up 20. He could play the PJ Walker's level and they can win a game.
Turn the ball over.
Like, it's just that simple. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's that layover or that layoff when he wasn't like playing football. Like he's still trying to get accumulated to the actual speed of the game. Or maybe he just don't like football no more. We don't know. Oh, what we got here? Who talking crazy?
You go ahead, Dave. I think that's for you too. Snap. It's for you. Go ahead.
That ain't for me. That ain't for me. He already I see him in the comment for me already. So
I ain't mad at it because I want to tell you one thing about this, Vaughn. I told y'all about Michael before the season. But I'm gonna read it. So shout out to JJCH91 with the 199 super chat. Since you want to be petty. But nah, shout out to Vaughn with the 199 super chat. TJ the real modern day LT. Hashtag Miles Who. Hashtag Michael Who. Thanks, Vaughn, for the 199 super chat. But I told you about Michael, man, about week 5, bro. He always tape off. What week is it? Week 6. He made the big play, though, but I ain't going with all the modern day LT. You ain't hear that on Refuse to Lose, so take that somewhere else. All right, take that back to your barbershop. Like we said in consensus, yes, the Browns are a playoff team on defense. Deshaun Watson, if he just shows up and literally just hands the ball off or just like skip the ball down the field to Amari Cooper, they could win these games. I'm not going to say, they're not going to bench him. I know that's the right thing to do, but when all that money just sitting in the bank account, that's like having a Ferrari and you don't know how to drive a stick shift. Like, what you buy the car for? What you buy the car for? I know it look good, but you can't do nothing with it. You can only put it in neutral, roll it out front, and then back it back in the garage.
And his contract is fully guaranteed. The only way they can get out of his contract is if he gets suspended for some reason. That's the only way. If he gets fined or suspended, that's the only way they can get out of this contract.
His agent, like, you on the field or you at home? Like, no.
So he has to be in good behavior. Any form of bad behavior, then they can pretty much avoid the whole contract and cut him if they want to.
His problem is, y'all know Houston, Deshaun, roll out the pocket, lose, break tackles, get in the back. Don't play up. He trying to do that with this Browns offensive line, bro. It's good enough. Stay put in the pocket. Sit there. Go through your progressions. This man rolling out after any lineman he see close, he's rolling out the pocket, trying to make a play. Like, come on, bro. No,
that was worth a super chat.
That was worth a super chat.
Oh man, said that's like buying a Ferrari over market value and it has no engine. All right, and with that being said, man, hey, I know we gotta do this real quick, fellas. Monday Night Football, man. We got the Vikings versus the 49ers. Let me not be disrespectful. We got the 49ers versus the Vikings because it's Monday night and it's Kirk Cousins. Who y'all got winning? We'll start with you, Joe.
The 49ers coming off of a loss last week. They're not losing this game. C-Mac is playing. But I got to be in a close game, though. Not a blowout. Yeah. No! It's Monday night. I'm sorry, bro. Nah, I got the 49ers winning. What's the spread? Anybody know the spread? Carl, where you at? Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know the spread, but I
it
believe
was 6.5 as of Sunday.
6.5?
I believe we covered that. I believe we covered that. Even though we have Trent Williams and Deebo Samuel, I still think we win this game.
I mean, 49ers winning this flat out. There's no Jefferson. There's another time me and Kev gonna be on the same plane. There's no Jefferson, and their offensive line with the Vikings is right. So yeah, 49ers. This y'all pharmacy game. It's time to get back right.
Kev, you can't piss me off when it comes to primetime Kurt. I'm not. It's only so much.
It's 7 now. All right.
Yeah, I'm taking the points for 49ers. But yeah. All right, let's get these last words in. Listen, man, great show, y'all. Great show. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all, the winners from last week in the chat. We got Tay. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to all the Eagles fans. Shout out to Vaughn, the Steelers. Shout out to Carl Ty with the Ravens. Y'all got it done. Good job. And we need y'all in the chat. If you're watching, become a member. All right? Do the commercial. Click the link in the bio. Become a member, and it tells you what you got to do to be a part of these chats. We got member-only videos coming up. Tomorrow we got the Ravens and the Steelers panel with Javon and Carl, and then we're going to have a Dolphins and Eagles one too. So be an all-star member, and you can be able to watch those videos. Sacramento, Wednesday night, we got Utah, and y'all know Friday night, we got them Warriors on ESPN. Let's get it. But yeah, I'm excited about this NBA season, man. Tune in to Joe Jordan show tomorrow. I don't know the time yet, maybe 4-ish for the top 20 in the NBA. Light the beam. Hashtag swipe with MVP season.
I want to give a shout out to all the shows on the network. Shout out to BWT, which was the first one that started with all the networks that we had. My guy Teddy doing his thing. He does have a show tomorrow night that's going to feature me and Jovan, talking about all the awards that are expected for the season that's going to come up. So definitely we're going to be talking about that. I'm excited about that. I think this is my second time on BWT, so I get to be on the show and not host. I'm excited about it.
Chilling.
Shout out to CTC, Carl been doing his thing with college football. Shout out to the U for picking up a big W on Saturday.
Hurry up before Ty show up.
One of the games that Carl said we was gonna lose, but we won it. So
they got tired of being in the doghouse.
Happy about that. And then shout out to Coach, Coach Coons with FFC, been doing his thing with fantasy football. I wish I would have talked to him and see if I could pick someone up instead of me getting blown out on my fantasy week this time into, Tom. I guess that's the payback for 49ers blowing out the Cowboys this year.
You know it. You know it.
So we even now. But shout out to the Joe Jordan show. Shout out to the Joe Jordan show. Joe been doing his thing, talking about whatever news has come up, especially talking about his team. So Joe, keep doing your thing. And then me, did my first live episode last week and got another one happening on Wednesdays. I can't wait for it. San Fran, let's get a W tonight. Miami Heat, do whatever you got to do to make some noise this year.
Man, I just want to say a quick shout out. Dave just went down the list, man. Shout out to the network, man. Every day we get new subscribers. Like I said, every day we get new subscribers. I got turned into Dr. Umar. Every day we get new subscribers. I just gotta keep saying it. I need to holler at Coach too, because we talking about fantasy football. And as soon as you said that, I was like, man, I got a fantasy basketball draft. I just missed the whole draft. That's how you know I love this show. I missed my entire basketball draft, but I love this show because it pays the bills. So if y'all want to help me continue to pay my bills, make sure y'all become a member, right? So we can keep the lights on over here. Refuse to lose, and the super chats. Like, yeah. Plus, I'm gonna do it for the last time.
Before we end the show, I have some more breaking news. This is in college football. Texas A&M head coach Kevin Sumlin has been arrested on DUI charges.
Dang, everybody getting arrested. Two breaking news, two people getting arrested. God.
I would have thought you said MSU, but
And the D-backs just won. They won 5-1, so they forced Game 7 against Philly.
Crazy, man.
Bryce
that
Hopper.
series is lit.
Hey, Bryce, might as well come on back home, baby.
I know, right? He might as well come back home. Please. Philly, Bryce, Philly, bro. Like, come on.
Nobody want to root for Philly.
Former Texas A&M head coach. Sorry, you're right, Carl. He's not.
I thought you said Texas coach. I'm about to say, okay, cool. Let's get it.
No, it's Texas A&M.
Bye, y'all. That's all we have for y'all today. And we will see y'all next episode.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.